Limits. Limits is used to describe the value that a function or sequence approaches as the input or index approaches some value. Simply, limit is defined as the intended height of a function. For you to know if a limit exists, there are two rules to be remembered. First, if a graph does not break, the limit will exist. And if there is a hole in the graph, the limit will still exist. In formulas, limit is usually abbreviated. For example, the limit of f of x as x approaches c is equal to L. Suppose that f of x is a real valued function and c is a real number. This expression means that f of x can be made to be as close to L as desired by making x sufficiently close to c. Now, we can say that the limit of f of x as evaluating limits. Evaluate means to give the numerical coefficient of a limit. In evaluating limits, you can use three methods: substitution, factoring, and conjugate. Substitution is the easiest method to use in evaluating limits. Here are some examples. The limit of x squared minus 2x as x approaches 1/2, and number 2, the limit of the square root of 25 minus x as x approaches 9. Here are the solutions. For the first given, the limit of x squared minus 2x as x approaches 1/2, you will just substitute the value of x to the x in the equation. The value of x is 1/2, so you need to substitute x. So, the equation will be the limit of 1/2 squared minus 2 times 1/2 as x approaches 1/2. Then, it will be 1/4 minus 1, and you will arrive with the final answer, which is negative 3/4. Number 2. Factoring. Factoring is another method that you can use in evaluating limits. If in case substitution will result to 0 over 0, you can use factoring. For example, the limit of x squared minus 9 over x plus 3 as x approaches negative 3. If you substitute negative 3 to x, it will result to 0 over 0. So, you need to find a way for it to be not to be 0 over 0. You can use factoring. This is how it will work. You need to find a value that will result to x squared minus 9 so that you can cancel the x plus 3 on the denominator side. So, the factors of x squared minus 9 is equal to x plus 3 times x minus 3. So, the equation will be x plus 3 times x minus 3 over x plus 3. So, you will cancel similar terms, x plus 3 and x plus 3. So, the function that will be left will be limit of x minus 3 as x approaches negative 3. Now, it is the time that you can substitute x by negative 3. So, if we substitute it, negative 3 minus 3 will be negative 6. So, the answer on your function, the limit of your function will be negative 6. Conjugate is the last method you can use in evaluating limits. For example, if we have this equation and you already tried the factoring and substitution method and it both results to 0 over 0 or undefined, you can use the conjugate method. You need to find a number so that you can remove the x on the numerator side. So for this situation, I use 5 times x plus 2 over 5 times x plus 2 so that I can remove the x plus 2 in the numerator side of the first function. This is what will happen. 5x minus 3 times x plus 2 over 5 times x plus 2 times x plus 3. You need to simplify the function on the upper part so that it will be easier for you to understand and for you to cancel the other factors so that you can arrive at a simpler answer. This is what will happen. Then, the last thing you need to do is just substitute the value of x to the x in this simpler function. So, your final answer will be 2 over 25. So, that's how easy you can evaluate a function using those three methods. I hope you learned something from my lesson. Thank you very much.